Akashvani presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon states to encourage manufacturing, boost ease of doing business and strengthen services sector to make India a global services giant. President Droupadi Murmu to attend centenary celebrations of Ol Chiki script of Santali language and address convocation of NIT Jamshedpur today. Dense fog continues to disrupt visibility in Delhi-NCR. IGI Airport and airlines issue fresh advisory for possible delay, diversion or cancellation of flights. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy holds peace talks with his US counterpart Donald Trump in Florida over ending war with Russia. US President also holds a telephonic conversation with his Russian counterpart Putin. All India Shia Personal Law Board condemns atrocities against Hindu minorities in Bangladesh. And in women's cricket, Shafali, Verma and Smriti Mandhana's record partnership helps India beat Sri Lanka by 30 runs in 4th T20 International in Thiruvananthapuram. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called upon the states to encourage manufacturing, boost ease of doing business and make India a global services giant. Mr. Modi said that soon India would be launching the National Manufacturing Mission and every state must give this a top priority and create infrastructure to attract global companies. The Prime Minister said this while addressing the 5th National Conference of Chief Secretaries in New Delhi, which concluded yesterday. The 3-day conference began on the 26th of this month on the theme of Human Capital for Viksit Bharat. President Droupadi Murmu arrived in Ranchi yesterday evening on a 3-day visit to Jharkhand. She will attend several programs in East Singhbhum and Saraikela Kharsawa district today. More from our correspondent.
President Droupadi Murmu will today attend the centenary celebrations of the Ol Chiki script of the Santali language and address the 15th convocation ceremony of National Institute of Technology, Jamshedpur. She will visit the Dishom Jahir Than courtyard in Karandi on the outskirts of Jamshedpur in East Singhbhum district to attend the closing ceremony of the centenary celebrations of Ol Chiki script, being jointly organized by All India Santali Writers Association and Dishom Jahir Than Committee to mark 100 years of Ol Chiki movement launched in 1925 by Pandit Raghunath Murmu. Besides, the President will also pay her tributes to Pandit Raghunath Murmu, the creator of the Ol Chiki script. Thereafter, the President will attend the 15th convocation ceremony of NIT Jamshedpur in Adityapur area of Saraikela Kharsawa district in the afternoon. Shilpi, Akashvani News, Ranchi.
Dense fog continues to disrupt visibility in Delhi and Noida, prompting travel advisories from Indira Gandhi International Airport and airlines. Passengers have been requested to contact their concerned airline for their updated flight information. Air India has issued a fresh travel advisory as it warned passengers of the probable disruption in flight operations in view of the intense foggy situations in the national capital. The airline said that proactive steps have been taken to minimize any disruption with possibility of unexpected delays, diversions or cancellations. SpiceJet in its recent advisory also stated that all departures and arrivals at Delhi and their consequential flights might get affected due to concerns over poor visibility. Ministry of Railways has said that focused efforts, innovation and indigenization is helping transform Indian Railways into a world-class network. The ministry added that after expanding the luxury of a comfortable travel to non-AC passengers through Amrit Bharat trains, the Indian Railways is all set to soon operationalize its first Vande Bharat sleeper for AC class travellers. The ministry said that as on 26th of this month, a total of 164 Vande Bharat train services are running across the Indian Railway network. The ministry added, this year Prime Minister Narendra Modi dedicated 42 projects to the nation, inaugurated 13 projects and laid the foundation stone for 21 projects worth over 25,000 crore rupees.
The Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla rail link, a 272-kilometer project, was completed and dedicated in 2025. It comprises 36 major tunnels and 943 bridges, reflecting the exceptional engineering in one of the most challenging terrains in the world. The 51-kilometer Bhairabi-Sairang broad gauge line in Mizoram was inaugurated in September this year, placing Aizawl on India's rail map for the first time. Indian Railways is undertaking a series of transformative infrastructure initiatives to enhance capacity, efficiency and sustainability across the rail network. Key focus areas include the commissioning of dedicated freight corridors to decongest the conventional network and promotion of public-private partnership models to supplement public investment. With Akshit Kumar Vaidyan, Adarsh for Akashvani News, Delhi.
This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsoneir.gov.in and download the News on EIR app. The year 2025 stands as a defining chapter in India's development journey. It saw policies translate into progress and intent into impact. Today, in this special series, Year of Reforms, we bring to you India's progress in the defence sector in 2025.
In 2025, India marked a decisive consolidation of its national security framework under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. During the year, the government clearly articulated 5 firm norms on terrorism. These are strong response to terror attacks, zero tolerance for nuclear blackmail, no distinction between terrorists and their sponsors, terrorism first in any dialogue, and uncompromising stand on sovereignty. This resolve was most clearly demonstrated through Operation Sindoor. On the 7th of May this year, India carried out its most significant military strikes in over 5 decades in response to the Pahalgam terror attack. Indian forces struck terror infrastructure deep inside Pakistani territory, neutralizing nearly 100 terrorists. 11 Pakistani air bases were hit with precision on 10th May and none of India's missiles were intercepted.
जब पाकिस्तान में आतंक के अड्डों पर भारत की मिसाइलों ने हमला बोला, भारत के ड्रोन्स ने हमला बोला, तो आतंकी संगठनों की इमारतें नहीं, बल्कि उनका हौसला भी थर्रा गया। बहावलपुर और मुरिद के जैसे आतंकी ठिकाने एक प्रकार से ग्लोबल टेररिज्म की यूनिवर्सिटीज रही है। दुनिया में कहीं पर भी जो बड़े आतंकी हमले हुए हैं, चाहे 9/11 हो, चाहे लंदन ट्यूब बॉम्बिंग हो या भारत में दशकों से जो बड़े बड़े आतंकी हमले हुए हैं, उन सब के तार कहीं न कहीं आतंक के इन्हीं ठिकानों से जुड़ते रहे हैं।
Alongside operational resolve, India's defense capabilities witnessed unprecedented growth. Defense production crossed 1,44,000 crore rupees, while the budget rose to over 6,81,000 crore rupees for 2025-26. During the year, defense acquisitions worth over 4,30,000 crore rupees were approved, including attack helicopters, Rafale M jets for the Navy, advanced torpedoes, and surveillance systems. The year also saw major indigenous breakthroughs from the commissioning of warships and submarines and the induction of stealth frigates to the successful rail-based launch test of Agni Prime missile and the rollout of Made in India AK-203 rifles. Meanwhile, the Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu defense industrial corridors together attracted investments exceeding 9,100 crore rupees. 289 MOUs were signed, unlocking over 66,000 crore rupees in potential opportunities. As the year concludes, India projects a framework of preparedness, technological confidence, and strengthened deterrence, reinforcing its commitment to national security and strategic self-reliance. With Ishani Yadav, Saklan Akhtar for Akashvani News, Delhi.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy met his U.S. counterpart Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago in Florida last night over a peace plan to end war with Russia. The US President said the meeting was terrific and a lot of progress had been made in Russia-Ukraine peace talks as both the countries are in favor of ending war. Addressing the press after the meet, Mr. Trump said that the peace talks are expected to be over in a few weeks and it's been a very tough negotiation. He further informed that both the leaders had a phone call with several European leaders during their meeting. Mr. Trump also had a phone call with Russian President Volodymyr Putin of almost 2.5 hours prior to his meeting with his Ukrainian president.
We had a terrific meeting. We discussed a lot of things. As you know, I had an excellent phone call with President Putin that lasted for over 2 hours. We discussed a lot of points, and I do think we're getting a lot closer, maybe very close. The President and I just spoke to the European leaders.
President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelenskyy has said that security guarantees are key on the path to achieving a lasting peace. The All India Shia Personal Law Board, AISPLB, has condemned the atrocities against Hindu minorities in Bangladesh. It said Islam prohibits the killing of any innocent person and those doing so in the name of religion should refrain from it. The condemnation came at the AISPLB's annual convention held at Bada Imambada in Lucknow. It was attended by ulema and Muslim scholars from various states of India as well as from Bangladesh and Nepal. AISPLB General Secretary Maulana Yasub Abbas said that the convention stated that every act of terrorism occurring worldwide is highly condemnable and those who perpetrate terrorism or patronize terrorists or provide them with any kind of assistance are enemies of humanity. On to sports. In women's cricket, India successfully defended a massive target of 222 to clinch a 30-run victory over Sri Lanka in the 4th T20 International of the 5-match series at Thiruvananthapuram last night, extending their unassailable lead to 4-0. Having already sealed the series, India produced another dominant all-round performance, first piling up a mammoth 221 for 2 in their 20 overs before restricting Sri Lanka to 191 for 6 in the stipulated 20 overs. Smriti Mandhana scored 87 runs and was declared player of the match. Mandhana also completed her 10,000 runs in women's international cricket. The left-hander batter became the 4th woman batter after Mithali Raj, Susie Bates and Charlotte Edwards, and the second Indian after Mithali to achieve the 10,000-run milestone. The 5th and final match of the series will be played tomorrow at the same venue. Delhi's Environment Minister Manjinder Singh Sirsa has said that the Delhi government is exploring the possibility of collaborating with IIT Kanpur on an AI-based data-driven system to combat pollution in the city. Meanwhile, the Delhi government informed that in the last 24 hours, 250 small and 92 large construction sites were inspected. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Saira Mujtaba.
Thank you, Anuja. Lauding India's impact on the world, listing achievements in sports, science and innovation, Prime Minister Modi terms 2025 as Year of Milestones in his Mann Ki Baat address. The Asian Age headline quotes the Prime Minister, India on board Reform Express, Youth its engine. President Murmu becomes second head of state to undertake submarine sortie, notes the Statesman. A headline in the Economic Times says, household debt and investment to be part of financial year 28 GDP data. The Pioneer states, ISRO developing third launch pad at Sriharikota. Gold, silver have given best returns over 25 years, reports the Times of India. And finally, the Tribune refers to Khambat artisans reviving 5,000-year-old Harappan beadling at the Rakhi Gadi festival, showcasing revival of one of the oldest trade and craftsmanship. And with that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Saira. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon states to encourage manufacturing, boost ease of doing business and strengthen services sector to make India a global services giant. President Droupadi Murmu to attend centenary celebrations of Ol Chiki script of Santali language and address convocation of NIT Jamshedpur today. Dense fog continues to disrupt visibility in Delhi-NCR. IGI Airport and airlines issue fresh advisory for possible delay, diversion or cancellation of flights. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy holds peace talks with his US counterpart Donald Trump in Florida over ending war with Russia. US President also holds telephonic conversation with his Russian counterpart Putin. And All India Shia Personal Law Board condemns atrocities against Hindu minorities in Bangladesh. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.